Here's Frank Turek's attempt to make excuses for the atrocities Yahweh commits in the Old Testament.
How can some of the things in the Old Testament be so cruel, but God love us so much?
Well, let's go back to this for a second. God is not just love, but he's also justice.
Well, when he orders the slaughter of Canaanite children, it seems like he is neither loving nor just.
Which is why, by the way, Jesus had to come. Because if he was just all love, borderless, in the sense that he never judged sin, then he wouldn't be God, because God is the standard of all the moral virtues, including justice. So in order for unjust people like you and me to not be punished, he has to punish somebody else who's innocent and who's voluntarily going to get the punishment, so we won't get that punishment.
Okay, I already have so many questions. How is it just for punishment for a crime to be given to someone other than the person who committed that crime? This doesn't repair any damage or heal any injury, and it would probably have far less of a deterrent effect than actually punishing the criminal. It doesn't even make sense under the retributive, revenge-based theory of justice that William Lane Craig ascribes to biblical punishment. If you wanted retribution, what sense would it make to punish someone other than the person who wronged you? Also, why does it have to be someone innocent who takes the punishment? And why does it need to be someone who volunteers to take the punishment? These all seem like totally pointless stipulations.
So he punishes basically himself. That way God remains just and the justifier of the one who has faith in Jesus. This is what the Apostle Paul says in Romans chapter 3, verse 26. So God is loving and he's also just. Do you know there's a Yale religion professor, his name is Miroslav Volf. He grew up in Czechoslovakia. He saw all sorts of atrocities committed by the government on his people. And at one point he was mad about a God who would make judgments. You know what he says now? After seeing those atrocities, I couldn't worship a God who didn't judge sin.
Would this guy want the children of the people who committed these atrocities to be slaughtered like the Canaanite children were? Is that the kind of judgment he has in mind?
I couldn't worship a God who would turn the other way and never punish those evildoers. I mean, if a judge has a murderer come before him and the judge knows he's guilty, and then the judge says, I love you, you can go, is that judge just? Is that a good judge?
No, he's also not a good judge if he sentences not just the convict to death, but also the convict's children. He would also not be just if he were to say, I love you, so I'll get the chair in your place as long as you accept me as your savior, and then let the convict go. To everyone who helps me out on Patreon, you're a big help. Thanks so much.